There we go. All right, so we wrapped up week 5 yesterday and we're on to week 6. So does anybody have any questions on the week 5 assignments? We had our PowerPoint geometric stuff. Looks like we wrapped that up. And then we had our career PowerPoint presentation as well, where you had to interview someone that was in your career field that you're going into. Any questions? Okay. All right. So rapidly coming up is going to be mid-semester. So midterm grades are actually due October 26th, which is a Monday. So I'm going to put out an announcement that all Word and PowerPoint assignments are due by October 25th. So that's like what, 3 weeks from yesterday? I don't want you guys to fall behind. So Word, PowerPoint, those need to be in by Sunday the 25th. I kind of want you guys to know where you stand going into all of our Excel assignments. So check your grades. I will work very diligently to have everything graded and up to date by then, so you guys know exactly where you will stand in the course. Like I said, I don't want anybody to fall behind. So if you need help, please email me. We can either do a Zoom meeting and share our screens, or we can set up an in-person meeting one-on-one for either of those. So please, if you need help, ask. Brianna submitted a question here. Do the Certiport exams need to be done by the 25th as well? No. So I'm flexible on the Certiport exams, but if you're not taking the Certiport, please get the final exam done. I actually think that we have, yep, that's actually coming up this week. So the PowerPoint final exam, I can let it go into next week, but you guys really need to get that stuff wrapped up so you can move on to Excel. Those assignments are much more in-depth and complex than what the Word and PowerPoint are, and they're gonna take probably double the time unless you're very, very familiar with Excel and functions. So make sure you get that stuff in. Certiport I can be flexible on. And then don't forget that the Certiport exam times are all listed. I think that we do have a couple more, so I will add to that. I think they might be next week or the following week. I'll have to double check that and get that posted for you guys. And then if you do want to take that online from home, you can do that as well, but you have to pre-arrange that with me. So please make sure if you want to do that, you send me an email, and then the day of the exam, I'll get the link and forward that on to you guys. All right, so if there's no questions, let's move on to week 6. You guys can all see my screen, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so week 6, we have a few assignments here. We have our genocide topic presentation. So that's based off the paper that you guys did as a group, the group research paper. If you want to use that, great. You don't have to redo a lot of work. If you don't want to use that, that's fine too. In the instructions that I'll pull up here in a minute, there are some topics towards the bottom of those. You're welcome to do any topic. But again, if you don't want to do the extra work, that's fine. You can use your group research paper. We also have our PowerPoint wrap-up discussion. So list 5 new tools you've used in PowerPoint and which ones you like the best. And then make sure you guys are replying to 2 of your peers, okay? Some of you are missing that. I don't know if it's just not caring about those points or what, but they're 4 points a piece and it's an easy win for you guys. So if the assignment is 20 points and you lose 8 points for not responding, that's like what, 50, 60%. So make sure you respond to your peers on those. Week 6. All right, and then the PowerPoint final exam, you can do the GMetrix or Certiport. Remember, if you do Certiport, you don't have to do the GMetrix one. Just make sure if you're doing the Certiport or GMetrix, you're still uploading your scores into Canvas. So in GMetrix, you can see the PowerPoint final is now available. So feel free to take that whenever you're ready. All right, and then the Certiport, like we just talked about, if you do want to take it online, just prearrange that with me. Otherwise, our every other Friday is still good. And then I also posted in the announcements that Mondays and Wednesdays, there's open lab in 104 from 10 a.m. to noon. I will not be there, but other instructors will be there to proctor. So if you do want to take an exam during that time, you're more than welcome to stop in there as well. All right, so any questions on the last 3 items here, the discussion, the final exam, or the Certiport exam? We're going to get into the presentation a little bit more here. Just pause real quick if there's any questions on those last 3. Okay. All right, so let's talk about our genocide topic presentation. So again, use your group research paper if you want to. If not, that's okay too. So download the instructions here, and I have them up on my other screen. Let me just drag them over and show you guys what I was talking about at the bottom here. If you scroll all the way to the bottom, there are some other ideas, suggestions with the websites to help you if you do decide to pick a different topic. Either way is fine. So the instructions are pretty straightforward. It should be pretty simple if you are using your group research paper. You should have all the information already. It's just a matter of putting it together into the presentation format. So a couple things I just want to go over, I highlighted here. So including your map, graph, or chart, and then a 2 to 3 minute video of the survivor speaking. So we're going to go over those things, and then make sure that you do scroll down to the bottom because there are a few additional requirements. Some of them are integrated up here into the instructions. So like when I say minimum of 4 images, you know, you have one right here with a picture of the survivor. So maybe do like a picture of the memorial sites and, you know, maybe an internment camp, something like that to meet the requirement of 4 images. The graph chart, that's up here. We're going to talk about that in a second. And then make sure you do choose your theme. There's no template for this assignment, so you guys can be creative. Just make sure, again, that you're being careful about the contrast. So make sure you can read if it's light background, dark text, dark background, light text. Don't do too darks. That's a little difficult to read, especially for colorblind people. So think about that. Same with light text on a light background. And then we have the 3 shapes, and then the 3 transitions or animations, and then 2 hyperlinks. So pretty straightforward. Let's just go through a couple here. And I will pop up my presentation that I started this morning. So you can see that I already got my title slide done, and I did choose a theme. So dark background, light text, that's what I picked. So I'm just going to go to slide 2. I'm not going to do them in order because, like I said, I think it's pretty straightforward. And if you're already using the information you collected for your research paper, this shouldn't take you very much time at all. So slide 3 should be include a map, graph, or chart. So basically all I did, if you don't have this in your paper already or you didn't research any of this previously, I just went to Google. I typed in a map of Nazi Germany. If you did a different topic, you know, Google that, see what you get. If you don't like your search results under all, select images. And then I am just going to select one here. I will save it to my pictures. go back to my PowerPoint. So basically, you guys should have done this all through your Gmetrics. You should have done it in your previous PowerPoint presentation as well. So you shouldn't have any problem doing this, right? Everybody should know how to insert a picture by now. If you can use this as a reference. So wherever you get your picture from, make sure you're citing it appropriately, and you can throw that into your references as well, which you need at least 3 of that are cited appropriately. And again, you can use those from your research paper as well. Just copy those over. All right, so that's your map, chart, or graph. If you wanted to do a chart or a graph, that's fine too. Maybe like a topography or anything like that. If they were in like any mountain or desert or anything like that, throw that in there. All right, so number 7 in the instructions, this is slide 6. So a 2 to 3 minute video of the survivor speaking, and the instructions on how to get this video into your PowerPoint are in that step 7, okay, A through D. So let me minimize my window back here so we can see both screens. All right, and basically all I did was went to the flight databases. All right, I picked our Showa database, and then I'm just gonna pick a survivor. So if I did my group research paper on Frida Aaron, I can pull her up. I'm gonna just pop in here to the middle of the video, and I'm gonna push pause. All right, so I'm gonna come back to my PowerPoint, and I'm gonna do insert because I wanna insert a video, which is actually going to be a screen recording. So this one, I'm not sure, you guys probably did see, I think there was a task in one of the practice exams maybe for how to capture like a screen recording. But again, the instructions are all in the assignment instructions on how to do this step by step. So insert, and then I'm going to come over here to my media group, and I'm going to do screen recording. And when I do that, I basically just select my area, which I already did earlier, okay? And I'm going to hit record. Now when I hit record, it's going to count down, and I'm going to go back to my video here, and I'm going to push play. Oops.
That's my mother.
I'm just going to let that go for about 10 seconds so you can see how it inserts it into the PowerPoint slide.
Rather, she fled Russia during the revolution, came to pay audition as my father.
All right, so when I'm done, I'm going to push pause again. Then I'm going to go up here to my controls and hit stop. All right, and you can see once you hit stop, it's going to put it right into my PowerPoint slide. Now, your video may take a little bit longer because remember the instructions said it's a 2 to 3 minute video of the survivor speaking. So if you want to go on the shorter side, that's fine. Find a good, maybe where she quoted it from your paper or something, and hit record on that section of the video. So you're gonna have to kind of go back into the video and find that time frame that you want to capture. But when you do this, what it does is it puts it right into your PowerPoint slide. So when I look at this, I should be able to click on here. Oh, and you're hearing me talk. I'm just going to let that go for about 10 seconds so you can see how it inserts it into the PowerPoint. So be silent when you do your screen recordings. But when I look at your PowerPoint presentations, when I'm grading, I should be able to watch the video and I'll see right down here that it's 2 to 3 minutes long. Is everybody comfortable doing that? Do you have any questions on how to do that? Do you want to see it again? All right, well, if you get hung up in the instructions, refer back to this video that'll be posted on our YouTube channel and maybe watch that back. All right, so those are really the only other things I wanted to show you. Again, it's pretty straightforward with the instructions. You have your title slide, you put your picture of the survivor in the description, what they went through. Make sure you have what genocide or mass violence they were living through at that time. If you have the map, graph, or chart, include the major cities, towns, any physical features. I think we said mountain ranges and deserts, any water as well, so rivers, oceans, anything like that. And then any sites related to the genocide or the mass violence. So the concentration camps, memorial sites, the leaders of the event and the history of the event. And then make sure you include on that slide what is happening in that region now. So are they still kind of in turmoil? Is it a pretty safe place now? What's going on there? And then slide 8 is a summary of what you have learned, okay? So make sure that you really kind of think about your paper and your presentation as you're going through it and what you have gotten out of this assignment and what you've learned. Maybe include some of the highlights in that section. And then the last slide is just your reference slide. So again, include at least the 3 references. You can copy those over from your paper if you do decide to use the same topic. If you do like any maps or graphs and you Google like I did, you're going to want to include that as a reference as well. And then make sure you check out those additional requirements that we went back or that we went through at the beginning. So any questions on this assignment? Okay, so Kyra had a question. The screen record crashes my laptop. I have to reset, restart. Okay. Kyra, maybe let's do a one-on-one and check out your laptop and see what's going on with that. Just shoot me an email if you want to catch up one-on-one. And then Brianna just posted, can we have more than 9 slides? Absolutely. So I think your research paper was like 2 to 3 pages, but some of them you guys got, you got into it. So some of them were closer to like 5 or 6 pages, which is awesome. But yes, you absolutely can have more than 9 slides. 9 slides is the minimum. Okay, any other questions about the assignment? All right, so I'm just gonna pop back into our Canvas course here. And I'm just gonna look a little bit ahead. So Wednesday, our Wednesday meeting will just basically be questions. So if you guys have any questions, pop on. It may just last 15 minutes. I think our Wednesday session is usually right around 15-20 minutes. If you don't have any questions, feel free, you don't have to attend. Feel free to just work on your homework and get that stuff done. So Wednesday is totally optional. Wednesday is really optional all the time for you guys. I just pop on for any questions if you guys need some help. And then next week, like I mentioned earlier, we're getting into Excel. So if you guys do want to work ahead, that's fine. Week 7 is fully published and I am almost done reviewing the instructions for the transcript assignment in week 8. So that should be posted here in the next day or 2. Again, you guys are always welcome to work ahead. I'll try to get up a couple more weeks too by the end of this week. It just takes some time for me to go through those instructions and verify everything's accurate so there's no confusion. All right, any last minute questions on last week's assignments or this week's assignments? All right, then you guys are all set. The PowerPoint final exam, the GMatrix, if you're taking the GMatrix, please get it in by the 18th. If you're doing the Certiport, I can be flexible on that because I'm only in the lab every other Friday to do those. But remember, you also have the Monday and Wednesdays, every Monday and Wednesday from 10 to noon. So if you want to pop in and do it, then that's fine with me. All right, you guys are good to go then. Hope everyone has a good week. Stay safe, please. Stay healthy. Oh, Brianna, you have a question here. You can take the Certiport and the final exam, but if you take the Certiport, that's the one I'm going to grade on. And you'll get 50 extra credit points if you pass.
You mentioned being able to take the Certiport by just popping in
Yeah.
from like 10 to noon. Is that still the same lab that we took it in before? Or?
Yep. Yes, it is, Alex. Yep. Business 104. I won't be there, but another instructor will be there to proctor that for you. And I won't be in there this Friday, but next Friday.
Will there be somebody in there this Wednesday?
Yes, there should be.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, George, Jacob, Thomas, do you guys have any questions? All right, have an awesome day.